Hey guys, thank you for joining me. For this week's reading, I will be working with the unicorn cards. These are actually quite simplistic. These are unicorn cards by Diana Cooper, and I love its energy. So I thought, I'm just gonna bring in something simple, and I find sometimes simple has deeper messages, and it called me for this week's reading. So let's get right into it and let's see what messages are coming through. I've already flipped this card, so we're gonna pick this. Okay, is there anything else? Spirit, is there any messages for the collective? And as always, guys, these readings are, keep in mind, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. Okay, so take the parts that do and let the rest go. Okay, so the first card we have is Mother Mary. Love this card, and I love Mother Mary. And the message on the card is Mother Mary and the unicorns are blessing you. Okay, what I'm really getting from this card, and guys, excuse the noise in the background, there's some work going on in the neighborhood, so excuse that, please. So yeah, what I'm getting is you are really bringing in these higher frequencies. You see all this light that's coming in through Mother Mary as well as this unicorn. Okay, and I'm getting that you are truly protected. Like, some of you do feel this connection with Mother Mary, or you may feel to another deity, god, goddess. It doesn't matter. Okay, I found my own connection with Mother Mary when actually my son had the accident, and I kind of connected with her, and it totally took me by surprise, but she kind of came through, and I felt her energy was just extraordinary, just out of this world. And she's been helping me ever since, and she's great, especially if you guys have, if you're dealing with heart chakra healing or inner child healing, or even you want to work help with your family issues or anything like that. If there's someone sick, and especially with children, she's great to work with. So let me see what else is coming through. As I'm tuning into this card, I'm hearing surrender. Okay, surrender to the great plan, because it's like everything is aligned. And what's interesting is this energy around her, it almost feels like, you look at the way she's protected. It's like spirit has you covered, spirit has you protected. You are a divine channel. That's what I'm hearing. You are a divine channel, and spirit is flowing through you. And all you have to do is set the intention, guys. You can, set the intention to connect with any god, goddess. If there's a particular frequency that you feel called to, or you want to work with, you can just set the intention to do it, and to work with that energy. And then also check, how do you feel? That's very important, guys, because how do you feel when you connect with that, whether it's a god, goddess, or any particular energy? How do you feel? How does it affect your life? So all these things are kind of to be taken into consideration. But I find Mother Mary's energy very compassionate, very loving, very kind, especially if you're doing heart chakra healing. Like, she's the divine mother. It's wonderful just working with her. And so her presence is very prominent, and I find that a lot of people are now connecting with her energy. And guys, I just want to mention that this is not about religion. Okay, no matter what religion you're born into, and whatever your faith and belief is, like, when you start working, whether you work as a channel, whether you work as a guide, whether you work as a medium, it's like you open up these doorways for these different energies to work with. Okay, and I always, when people ask me, I always explain to them that what I explain to them is there was a call coming in, sorry about that, guys. What I explain to them is, when you're open to these, like, when you're working on these frequencies, it's like different teachers. I just look at these masters like different teachers. Like, the example I want to give here is let's say you're in grade 1 and you really like your teacher, right? But as you go into grade 2 and grade 3 and grade 4, you're opening up to different possibilities and learning from these different teachers, okay? That's how I view all these masters. Like, I'm not hung up on anyone. Yes, like, I'm not hung up on anyone, and like, you gotta have an open heart and an open mind to be able to receive them and to receive their guidance, okay? And her energy is very prominent. I do find, not only in my life, but I do find a lot of people connecting with her more so than anything. In fact, you know, ever since I kind of connected with her, I did find some people who said that because of their religious beliefs or because of how they grew up with their strict upbringing, they didn't have a good, like, they didn't feel like connecting with Mother Mary. But after they found me talking about her or sharing some posts and stuff, they felt that connection with her. So I just look at her as a divine mother, and her energy is truly very compassionate and very healing. So you can work with that frequency if you want to. And it's the message that I'm getting with this card is surrender to the divine plan, because you know, God is with you, the angels are with you, the deities are with you, the unicorns are with you on this higher frequency, okay? The next card we have is Soul Purpose. Soul Purpose. Again, we have this beautiful unicorn here, and the message on the card is act on your soul purpose today, okay? So many of you guys who are watching, you guys have like a higher purpose, okay? You are being called in a certain direction. That's what I'm getting. And first, this may cause fears or anxiety on you, but anxiety within you. But this is what I'm getting is you are on the right path. You are being guided. And sometimes, you know, guys, working on the soul purpose can feel like a difficult path. It can feel like a lonely road. But the thing is that you will realize that you are never alone. You are never alone. All these forces, these higher forces, angels, guides, they're always working with you. Like, you may feel like you're working alone, but actually you're never working alone. And but like, if your question is how do we know whether we're doing it by ourselves or working with guides, okay, for me, what I can only share, guys, from my experiences, okay? So for me, how it works is I always tune into Archangel Michael, because he's the one who awakened. He was the one who helped me on my soul purpose. So he'll always be the main guide, or the main the main guide for me to connect with, okay? Whether I'm doing my healing work or I'm doing my readings, I always merge with his energy, and his energy is very warrior-like and very protective, okay? So I always merge with his energy. I call on him and I merge with his energy, and I feel this frequency shift, okay? So I immediately feel, what I feel is I feel much stronger and more powerful, and it's like his frequency merges with my energy, and it gives me strength to do whatever, like it helps me move forward and face my fears. It helps me with my soul purpose and soul mission. So this is what I'm getting with these two cards, is basically you are not alone. And whatever you're called to do, and no matter how scary it is, you have this high protection from ascended masters, from guides, from angels. You are not alone on this path, even if you feel alone, okay? Now the third card, interestingly, we have is laughter. Laughter. And we see this little girl dancing here, and the message on the card is laughter attracts unicorns, okay? So what I'm really getting from this card is allow your inner child to come out. Now the inner child, guys, this is what I've discovered is very magical, because can you remember the time when you were a child, let's say 5-year-old, 6-year-old, you wanted to explore the world. It didn't matter, right? Even if you made a mistake, it didn't matter. You would just laugh it off, or, you know, have fun. And that is, we all have our inner child. Even if you're an adult, doesn't matter what your age is, we all have our inner child. And the more you kind of allow your inner child to shine, the more you allow your inner child to come out. And honestly, this is what I've discovered on my journey is Your inner child is so magical. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I always believed in fairies, and I always believed in all those, mythical creatures and stuff, and I loved it. And, just aligning with my inner child, allowing my inner child to come out, it's interesting. Because I was having a conversation with someone, and we were talking about, I mentioned that I'm an old soul, but that person told me that, yeah, you're an old soul, but you're also all this craziness and this laughter and this childishness in you. And I'm like, yeah, because I've integrated my inner child, and just because someone says they're an old soul doesn't have to mean it's boring. In fact, what I find is whenever I connect with the higher guides, the higher frequencies, they're always cracking me up, guys. They're always so lighthearted, and they're so much fun. Actually, that's how I differentiate between, what kind of guides are coming in, is because when the higher guides, those with the higher frequency are coming in, it's always fun. It's always laughter. It's always, this kind of this loosening up. So what I'm getting is, many of you are guided on your path, on your soul purpose, right? And the thing is, don't take it so seriously. Don't take it so seriously. And even if you make a mistake, so what? And even if you miss out on a few words, so what? Like, the more you kind of, accept yourself, the more you allow this little child within you to come out and be its playful self, right? The more, not only you're gonna have more fun, you're gonna bring in such a lot of lightheartedness. And guys, people can read energy, okay? People can tell by your energy a lot of things. So, bottom of the deck, we have the silence, okay? So the message on this card is, be still, for all the answers lie in the silence. And that is, guys, it's so interesting how this reading is tying up, because that's what I've been hearing from my guides, is to spend more time in silence. And I find that every time I do that, it clears up my mind so much more. Because we're all addicted to social media, we're all addicted to noise, to music, to this, that. And the thing is that truly we can tap into this higher wisdom and messages from our guides through silence and solitude, and maybe spending time near bodies of water. I find bodies of water very healing, okay? Maybe because I'm a Cancer moon, like I have my moon in Cancer, and I really connect with the water energy, and it helps me heal, it helps me clear my energy. I just, even if I take a walk by the water, it's like I connect with the water spirits, and it helps me clear my energy for sure. So let me see if there are any closing messages that need to come through for this week. I feel like you are on this fast track, fast acceleration is what I'm getting, okay? A lot of masters want to work with you, like if they're not already working, which I'm sure for most of you who are watching, they're already working. But it's like you're being pushed forward. Now, whatever you're being pushed forward to do, it may create resistance, fear, self-doubts, all these things like, I'm not good enough, or I don't know if I can do it. You got to spend time in silence to find your center, to find your strength, okay? And not only that, connect with your inner child. Like I said, your inner child is magical. Your inner child holds the key to everything. And the more you nurture it, the thing is, as we grow up, our inner child, like, we go through different stages. Our parents, our teachers, they teach us to be a certain way. And I'm not saying anyone's wrong with that, but it's like a lot of times the inner child, when you're a child, you don't get the validation. It's like, sometimes you hear that you're stupid, or you hear that you're not good enough, or this was not done well. And, your inner child kind of feels restricted and is not allowed to be its free, beautiful, expressive self. It's like this child, right? But that's a part of you. That's a part of you. So you have to take out all these layers, because within all these layers is this beautiful goodness, is this magical energy that you need to tap into, and that holds the key to everything, guys. It's so powerful and it's so potent. That's why inner child work is so important, and it takes a lot of effort, and it can be very painful, especially if you have inner child wounding or some trauma that you've dealt with. Then definitely it's difficult, but it's worth it. At the end of the day, it's worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. You guys have a great week. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing. I will see you soon.